had constituents back in my district, some in the securities business, some in the insurance business, asking me not to repeal Glass-Steagall, to keep those industries separate. Because, and now after I made this mistake in 1999, I can see how that change in the existing law by repealing Glass-Steagall had created the chaos that we have seen on Wall Street. I call it greed, quite frankly. I was here when we bailed out Wall Street. I was here when we had to stay up all weekend. Many of you were here as well. What do? We bailed out dishonesty and greed. And I believe sincerely that what we are doing today, this has nothing to do with the Choice Act or the Unchoice Act. I think both of them ought to be set aside, and let's put the repeal of Glass-Steagall on the floor, the reinstatement of Glass-Steagall on the floor. Let's see how that debate goes and see how the consumers, not the special interests, but how the consumers will get behind a reinstatement of Glass-Steagall. In fact, President Trump has stated many times that he believes there should be some type of a new Glass-Steagall. No details on it, but that he believes that we do need to come back to a discussion and debate of Glass-Steagall. A couple other points very quickly. I don't know if any of you remember, I happened to vote against it, but a year ago in 2016, the Buffett mobile home business has most to gain from deregulation plan. And the reason I'm going to read this very quickly, Clayton Home is pushing Congress to roll back consumer protections on mobile home loans. Warren Buffett's mobile home business wants Congress to curtail recent consumer safeguards put it in place after the financial crisis, saying a rollback is necessary to ensure that competing lenders continue to provide loans. But in reality, the deregulation plan that recently passed the United States House would be a boon almost exclusively for the budget. Buffett's Clayton Homes, according to an analysis of 2013 federal loan data by the Seattle Times, based on interest rates levels from that year, Clayton controlled 91% of the market segment set to be deregulated. I don't know why we do not see the value of having some type of a debate on a reinstatement of Glass-Steagall. The last point I want to make, I have Camp Lejeune Marine Base in my district, and I have seen the Marines, particularly at a young age, taken advantage of. And I want to say this, that I agree with the veterans of foreign wars that too much in this Choice Act will be, in my humble opinion, a disadvantage to those who wear the uniform. So again, I stand here with a lady from Ohio, a very dear friend of mine, Marcy Kaptur, and I support her amendment and her position on this issue. Thank you for giving me this chance to share my concerns and my belief about what needs to be done for the consumer. Thank you.
Mr. Jones, we're delighted that you're here, and thank you very much not only for your intellectual contribution to this, but your ideas, and they're always welcome at the Rules Committee. Ms. Kaptur, we're delighted that you're here, and the gentlewoman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Slaughter, and honorable committee members. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to speak before you with this bipartisan amendment to H.R. 10, and I'm very honored to be here with my esteemed colleague, a gentleman of great integrity from North Carolina, Mr. Jones. Our amendment proposes to table the current legislation that you have been